we are just going to start seated. And you can actually, if this, play with this a little bit, if it's uncomfortable, but you can try it to sit on your block. So your hips are a little elevated here. And you can let your knees kind of slope down and let your feet just rest to the floor here. Again, if this is uncomfortable, you can take the block out, but just give it a moment here to kind of see how it feels. And this is kind of nice because it gives your hips a little bit more space so that the knees can slope maybe a little bit downward. Good. And then just bring your hands into your lap. Allow your eyes to close down. And we're just going to take a few rounds of big breaths in and big breaths out, just to kind of bring ourselves to the space. So when you're ready, just take a normal breath in, take a normal breath out. And then this next breath in, nice and big, starting from the base all the way up, breathe in. And then exhale slowly, either through the nose or through the mouth. Good, inhale nice and deep. And exhale slowly. One more time, biggest breath yet today. Inhale, fill all the way up. And exhale, let it go. And then just bring yourself to a nice steady rhythm with your breath. Nice and natural, nice and easy. Try not to force the breath, but just let it flow. And as you breathe, think about drawing yourself up nice and tall. So rooting down through the base of the hips into the block, and then growing up out of the hips with the spine, lifting up through the chest, but letting the shoulders drop back. And start to slowly deepen the breath, just a little bit, nothing too excessive. Just coming to a sustainable point of deep breaths in and long, slow breaths out. And as you breathe, you may notice that there's a small little space between the inhale and the exhale. So it's not something that you need to place there. It's something that already naturally occurs as you breathe. There's just a little teeny tiny pause between the inhale and the exhale. So as you breathe in, there's a little pause before you exhale. And at the bottom of the exhale, there's a little pause before you inhale. Bring your awareness to the space between the breaths. Breathing in, noticing the pause. Breathing out, noticing the pause. And then gently let your awareness relax. Keeping your eyes closed, just gently allow your chin to drop down toward your chest, letting your head hang nice and heavy here, and then slowly start to rock your head from side to side. Just nice, gentle movements, nothing too extreme just yet. And maybe as you rock from side to side, just gently allow the movements to become just a little bit bigger. And then let your chin come back through to center. Nice and slow, lift your head all the way back up. Good, and then we're gonna come up off of our block. So just carefully come up onto hands and knees and bring your block up to the top of your mat. I don't wanna show my butt to the camera. Good, okay, so coming onto hands and knees here, planting the palms, bringing the knees underneath the hips here, spreading the fingertips out nice and wide. And think about with your hands pressing against the floor, the contact points of pressure here are the bases of the fingers and also the fingerprints. So it's almost like you're kind of pressing down through the balls of the fingers and gripping a little bit with the fingerprints. Keeping the tops of the feet down as you inhale, let your belly move toward the floor, lift your chest and your gaze. And then as you exhale, draw your belly up and in, press the floor away, round. Inhale, release the belly, move the heart forward. And exhale, round. Good, inhale, release. And exhale, round. Stop here with your back rounded like this, pressing the floor away firmly through the hands, letting your head and neck relax here. Think about drawing your belly in, almost kind of like you're hollowing out the front side of your body as you lift the back of your body up toward the sky. Separating the shoulder blades, finding that space. Good, and then keeping this rounded back, lean your way over into your left leg and draw your right knee toward your nose. Any amount, we're not looking for contact here, we're just looking for the direction. And then slowly bring your right knee down to the floor. Inhale, release the belly, move the heart forward. And exhale, round through the spine again. Press up through the back of the body toward the sky while lifting your belly up and in. Lean your weight over into your right leg and draw your left knee in toward your nose. Go ahead and let that left knee come down. Inhale, release the belly, move the heart forward. And exhale, round. Good, inhale, come back through to a nice neutral spine here. Extend your right leg back behind you, tuck the toes to the floor. Press back into that heel. Lengthening out through the right leg. And then go ahead and let that right knee come down. Same thing, other side, left leg extends back, tuck the toes, press back into that heel. Beautiful. Good. So go ahead and bring your knee down to the floor. Sorry, I was trying to figure out the music. And then we're going to lift our knees and tuck our toes and come into a downward facing dog. Good. So shifting your hips from side to side, you can bend your knees one at a time. Kind of like walking out your downward facing dog. And then find some stillness here in your downward facing dog. So keep pressing the floor away with your palms. Think about the energy moving up the arms to the shoulders, up the spine toward the hips, and then traveling down the back of the legs toward the heels. Knees nice and soft, shoulders nice and broad, little lift through that low belly. And then inhale, shift forward back onto hands and knees. Good, go ahead and grab your block. Place it on the right side of your mat on the low side, and then bring your right palm to the block. Good. So now we have all of this space here on this left side. We're going to start to twist a little bit. So scoot your right block forward just a few inches so there's even more space. And press the block away and open that left arm up toward the sky. Take a full breath in here. And then as you exhale, sweep your left hand down across your mat underneath your right arm and reach over to the right side. Good. So a little soft bend through that right elbow. Beautiful. Inhale, press into the right block, lift up and open. And then exhale, sweep it through. Good. One more inhale, lift up and open. And exhale, sweep it through. Beautiful. Inhale, open here. And then exhale, just bring your left hand down to the floor. Scoot your block over underneath your left palm this time, bringing it a little bit forward ahead on your mat. Is the music not working? I don't hear it.
It says for a full things.
Ah, son of a biscuit. Okay, we're not having music tonight. Sorry. I don't know my password. Okay, that's fine. We'll survive. Okay. Yeah, play some random yoga music. We'll have like a yoga karaoke or something. Okay, so pressing into your left block. Inhale and open your right arm up to the sky. Good. So we're reaching through the right fingertips and pressing that left block away. So we're creating a lot of space here. Exhale, sweep your top hand down and across, weaving it underneath your left arm, bending the left elbow slightly. And then inhale, press yourself back up and open. Exhale, sweep it through. Inhale and open. Good. Exhale, sweep it through. Inhale, bring it back open. And then exhale, bring the hand down. Go ahead and bring your hand off of your block. Set your block aside. Walk your knees out a little bit wider than your hips. Toes touch. Shift your hips back toward your heels. Crawl your hands forward. Kind of snuggle your belly between the thighs here. And then you can bring your forehead down to the earth, or you can grab that block again and place your forehead to the block. Good. Just elongating through the spine, letting the hips be nice and heavy. Beautiful. Good. Go ahead and inhale and look forward toward your fingertips. Lift your hips up away from your heels. Bring your knees in. Tuck your toes. We're going to lift to a downward facing dog again. So think about using that low core to lift your hips up and back. Walking out your dog again. Shifting your hips from side to side. Good. Inhale, look forward toward your hands.
Lift onto the balls of your feet, almost like you're trying to lift up onto your tippy toes. Keep your hips nice and high, soften your knees, and slowly tippy toe your feet toward the top of your mat. Finding a forward fold here. Relaxing your head, your neck, let your upper body just kind of soften and fold, soft through the knees. You can maybe even grab opposite elbows here and sway your upper body from side to side. Good. And then go ahead and release your elbows as you come back through the center. Press down firmly through the feet. Soften through the knees. Inhale, slowly rise all the way up as you sweep your arms out and up toward the sky, bringing your palms together. Exhale, prayer to heart center. Good. Inhale, circle the arms, reach up. And then exhale, open your arms as you hinge and fold. Inhale, slide your hands up your shins toward your knees. And then move your heart forward as you slide your shoulders back. Keep lifting through the waist. And then exhale, go ahead and relax back down. Good, bend your knees, inhale, circle the arms, reach up. Exhale, bring your prayer through the heart center. 2 more just like that. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold it forward. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Soft through the knees, press through the feet. Inhale, circle the arms, rise all the way up. And exhale, prayer to heart center. 1 more time, inhale, reach. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the spine. And exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees deeply. Inhale, circle the arms, reach up. And exhale, prayer to heart center. Good. We're going to do a little bit of a different half salutation tonight. So you're going to want your block and you'll place it in front of you. I'm going to turn to the side so you guys can see. So block is in front, widen your feet out like about mat distance apart. Yeah. And then turn the toes out slightly.
Good. So standing up nice and tall, inhale, circle the arms out and up. As you reach up, interlace your fingers, bend your elbows, bring your palms behind your head, and let your elbows kind of splay out nice and wide. Good. Take a full breath in here. And then as you exhale, just bend your knees and squat your hips down. So kind of like a horse stance here. Good. Keep lifting through the low belly. So it's kind of like chair pose. As if we, didn't get enough of that. And then inhale, go to straighten your legs, reach your arms up, release your bound hands, and exhale, bring your fingertips forward and down as you fold. Ignore your block for just a moment here. And then inhale, lift up halfway. Bring your right hands to your block underneath your nose. Soft bend through that right knee, and then twist open to the left, reaching your left arm toward the sky. Beautiful. Exhale, bring your left hand down. Release the block and fold forward. Bend your knees. Inhale, circle the arms, reach all the way out and up. Interlace the fingers again. Bend the elbows, hands behind the head. Big breath in, and exhale, bend the knees. Good. Inhale, straighten the legs, release the hands as you reach up, and then exhale, hands come forward and down as you fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Bring your left hand to your block now. Bend your left knee deeply. Keep the right leg more or less straight. And then we're just going to press into that block and open the chest to the right as you reach the right arm to the sky. Good. Exhale, bring your right hand down and fold forward. Bend your knees deeply. Inhale, sweep the arms, reach out. Interlace the fingers, bend the elbows and your knees as you squat down. Good. Inhale, lengthen and reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Right hand to the block. Bend the right knee deeply. Stretch your left arm up and open as you twist to the left. And then this time as we exhale, we're just going to switch hands. So bring your left hand down to the block. Bend the left knee this time and stretch the right arm up and open. Exhale, bring the right hand down. Release the block, fold it forward. Bend the knees, inhale, circle the arms, reach up. And just bring your prayer to your heart center. Good. You can go ahead and step your feet closer together. Keep your block toward the top of your mat so it's within a reachable distance, but do keep it like off of your mat, so just bring it to the floor. Good. Okay, we're gonna flow a little bit more just to warm up, and then we're gonna get into some new poses. So inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale and fold. Bend your knees deeply. Bring your fingertips to the floor and lunge your right foot really far back. Good. Pause here. So the right leg is back and bending or straightening the knee. So you're squeezing that right thigh away from the floor. Take a full breath. And then exhale, plant the palms, step the left foot back to meet the right, come into plank pose. Beautiful. Exhale, bring the knees down first. Untuck your toes. Come all the way down to your belly. Yeah, scoot the block out of the way. Good, okay. So extending the legs back behind, pressing down through the tops of the feet. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Roll the shoulders back and inhale, lift your chest up. Good, keep pressing through the tops of the feet. Spread your toes out nice and wide. Keep the elbows drawing in. Nice. Exhale, chest comes down. Carefully tuck your toes and gently press your way to hands and knees again. Good. So with your toes tucked, we're going to come up and back, downward facing dog. You might need to adjust stepping your feet in. And then inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward, nice and slow. Step your way toward the top of your mat. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale and fold. Bend your knees deeply. Inhale, circle the arms, reach up. And exhale, prayer to heart center. Good. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold it forward. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Bend your knees deeply. Bring your fingertips to the floor. Lean your weight over into your right foot and lunge your left foot really far back. Good. Landing on the ball of the foot. Pausing here and really squeezing that left leg up and away. Exhale, plant your palms, shift your weight over and step the right foot back to meet the left. Good. Take a full breath in. Exhale, knees come down first, and then slowly lower yourself all the way down. Good. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, cobra. And exhale, lower. Tuck the toes, press your way to your hands and your knees first. And then lift your hips downward facing. On your next breath in, go ahead and lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward, walk your feet up. Finding a forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. Bend your knees deeply. Inhale, circle the arms, reach out in. And exhale, prayer to heart center. Good. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, without me, go ahead and fold it forward. Good. Inhale, lift up halfway, nice long spine. So think about extending your sternum forward. And then exhale, fold back down. Bend the knees, plant the palms. Inhale, 1 foot at a time. Step your way back to plank pose. Good. So both feet come back. Nice. So make sure that your shoulders are shifted forward to stack up over your wrists, and your hips aren't too high like in down dog, but they're also not sinking down toward the floor. They're kind of in line with the shoulders. Beautiful. Take a full breath in and exhale. Knees come down first, and then bring your chest all the way down into your belly. Plop. Plop asana. Good. Hands stay underneath the shoulders. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, cobra. Nice. And then exhale, bring your chest down. Carefully tuck your toes, press your way up to hands and knees first. And then taking your time, lift your hips to a downward facing dog. Beautiful. From here, go ahead and inhale, lift onto the balls of the feet. Bend the knees, look forward toward the top of your mat, and carefully step your feet up toward your wrists, finding a forward fold. Good. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. Bend your knees deeply. Inhale, circle the arms, reach it up. And exhale, prayer to heart center. Good. Okay, so now we've worked with a little bit of low lunges. We're going to come up a little bit higher into a runner's lunge. So it's exactly how it sounds, like Usain Bolt, like when he's ready to go, you know, he's like, yes, let's go. Okay, so we're going to want our block nearby. Okay, good. Inhale, circle your arms out and up. And then as you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. And then exhale, fold. Bring your fingertips to your mat. Lean your weight over into your right foot and lunge your left leg really far back. Good. Grab your block with your left hand and then press your palm into your block so that you can lift your chest up a little bit. And you can adjust the block. So if this is like too high for you, you can bring it down a level, maybe all the way down. I like it high though. Good. So in a runner's lunge, you want the knee to be kind of stacked up over your ankle. So the shin is more or less vertical. And then that back leg, you're squeezing the thigh up away from the floor and you're pressing back through that heel. Good. Beautiful. When you're ready, press into the block and we're going to turn this into a twist. So open toward the right and reach your right arm up. Beautiful. Take a full breath in. And then exhale, bring your top hand down. Step the block off of the mat. Bring your left fingertips to the floor. Plant your palms. Step your right foot back to meet your left. Plank. We're going to skip our vinyasa and lift to a downward facing dog. Take a few rounds of breath here. And also, I forgot to say this a lot, but if you don't like down dog, child's pose is a good resting posture. If you'd like to come down to your knees and shift your hips back, that's a good alternative to down dog. Inhale, lift onto the balls of the feet, bend your knees, look forward, walk your feet toward the top, find a forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, and exhale, fold. Bend your knees deeply. Inhale, circle the arms, reach up. Exhale, prayer to heart center. Good. Move your block over to the right side. Good. We'll do the other side. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Lean your way over into your left foot and lunge your right foot really far back, landing on the ball of that right foot. So your heel is lifted. Scoot your block in underneath your right hand. Press your palm into the block so you have a little bit of space here. Good. So this front leg here, the shin roughly vertical. So the knee's not moving forward and it's also not back behind the heel. And that back thigh is squeezing up and away and you're pressing back through that heel. Good. We're going to turn this into a twist. When you're ready, press into that right palm, open your chest to the left, reach the left arm up. Keep squeezing your right thigh up and away. And then exhale, top hand comes down. Right hand comes off of the block, set it aside. Right hand comes down, step your left foot back to meet your right. Lift your hips, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Or child's pose. So if you're in your child's pose, we're going to come back up. And from down dog, lift onto the balls of the feet, bend the knees, look forward, walk your feet toward the top. Find a forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. Bend your knees deeply. Inhale, circle the arms up. And exhale, prayer to heart center. Good. We're going to do that same thing again. So when you're ready, circle your arms up, inhale. And then exhale, fold it forward. I'm just going to observe here for a second. So inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. Bring your weight over into your right foot as you bring your fingertips to the floor and lunge your left leg really far back, landing on the ball of the foot. Good. So grab your block and place it underneath your left hand. Yeah. And then lift your chest up just a little bit so you got a little space here. Good. Beautiful. Everybody looks good. Awesome. And then from here, we're going to find that twist. So go ahead and open that right arm up. Nice. Wow. I don't even have to do anything here. Okay, cool. Exhale, bring that top hand down. Release the block. Bring both hands to the floor. Step your way back to plank. Lift your hips downward facing. Good. Inhale, lift up onto the balls of the feet. Bend your knees, look forward, and walk your way to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, circle the arms, reach up. Bring your palms to touch and exhale, prayer to heart center. Okay, other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, bring your hands down, and we're lunging our right leg back. Yes. Good. Bringing your block underneath your right hand. Good. So find that space kind of between your belly and your thigh. They want to be friends, but try to lift the belly up away so you're engaging that core. Nice. Squeezing that back leg up. And then find that twist. So open up to the left. Exhale, unwind from the twist. Bring both of the hands down. And then stack your front foot back. Lift your hips downward facing. Good. Everybody go ahead and shift forward into plank. And then lower to your knees, nice and wide. Big toes touch behind you. Shift your hips back, find your child's pose. Maybe bringing your forehead to a block this time, maybe letting it come down toward your mat. Take a few rounds of breath.
Good. When you're ready, look forward toward the hands. Lift your hips away from your heels. Scoot your knees in a little bit, tuck your toes, and find a downward facing dog. Hips up nice and high, beautiful, gorgeous down dogs. Inhale, lift onto the balls of the feet, bend your knees, slowly walk your feet forward, finding a forward fold. Nice. Inhale, lift up halfway and lengthen out through the spine, and exhale, fold. Bend your knees deeply. Inhale, circle the arms, reach out and up. And exhale, bring your prayer to your heart center. Okay, so we're going to, you guys have done so well with runner's lunge. I think we can try a high lunge. Are you warm? So I think we're going to try a high lunge. So a high lunge is pretty similar to a runner's lunge, except for instead of keeping that back leg nice and straight, the knees bent just a little bit, and we're lifted up pretty high and we reach the arms up. So this is also called a crescent lunge. And it's pretty similar. It's just the main difference is instead of this, we're like this. So we're going to continue kind of with the foundation that we've built. When you're ready, feet come forward, about parallel-ish. Inhale, circle the arms out and up. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Lean your weight over into your right foot, lunge your left leg pretty far back, but maybe not as far back as the runner's lunge. Soften your back knee, press your feet down. So when we rise up, this is a balance challenge when we rise. So the key here is to create a wide base. So you might want to walk your feet out toward the edges of your mat. Yeah, that helps. So we're not walking a tightrope. Grab onto your block first, press both hands into the block and lift your chest up. Good. So from here, soften that back knee. You can walk your right hand up to your right thigh and help your chest lift all the way up. Nice. Yeah, good. Okay. From here, so I want us to think, so I had a teacher one time tell me, like, think about your pelvis as a bowl of Cheerios, and we don't want to tip the Cheerios out of the bowl. So sometimes when we come into this high lunge, the pelvis can tilt forward a little bit. We want to kind of bring it into a neutral position. So when we bend that back knee, that helps us bring the pelvis in just a little bit. Good. So we don't need that back leg to be perfectly straight here. So little bend through the knee, deep bend through the front knee. Inhale, circle the arms up. Whew. This is a tough one, guys. That's why we did all those chair poses, because this like thigh burns. Yes, good. Inhale here. And then exhale, bring your left hand down to the block. Straighten out your left knee. You might need to scoot your toes back. We're coming back to this runner's lunge. Inhale, open, reach the right arm to the sky. Find that twist. Exhale, top hand comes down. Release your block forward. Step your right foot back to meet your left. Plank pose. And lift your hips downward facing. Inhale, lift onto the balls of the feet. Bend the knees, look forward, and step your way up. I promise this part gets easier. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, circle the arms, reach up. Exhale, prayer to heart center. Beautiful. All right. Yeah, we're warm. We're almost there, guys. One more side and then we'll pull it down. Inhale. Yeah, you're right. Right. Yep. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Okay, weight comes over into the left leg. Lunge your right foot pretty far back, but maybe not as far back as that runner's lunge. And keeping the left knee pretty deeply bent here, you can grab onto your block and use it to help you lift your chest up a little bit. Good. So again, remember, keep that back knee soft. Maybe walk your feet out wider so you have a bigger base to work from.
And then walk your left hand to your left side, walk your hands up, lift your head and your chest up. Whew, good. So remember that bowl of Cheerios here, we want to keep it kind of neutral. So keeping that back knee soft so that we can find that neutral pelvis. Beautiful. Reach your arms to the sky. Very nice. Good. Yeah, it's, yep, burning. Take a big breath in. Exhale, bring your right hand down to the block. Go ahead and take that bend out of the right knee. Squeeze the thigh up away from the floor. Turn your chest toward the left thigh. Open up, reach your left fingertips toward the ceiling. Exhale, hands come down. You can release your block. Step that left leg back. Last downward facing dog. Go ahead and lift your hips up. Good. And then inhale, shift forward. Come down to your knees. Untuck your toes and come up to sit on your shins. Good. You can even use your block here. So at the beginning of class, we were sitting on it. You can sit on it here too. Yep. So we know that's a hot spot there. Good. So you can adjust your block however feels good here, just so you have a little bit of support. So we did a lot of work in lunges with the balls of the feet. So we're going to kind of stretch the feet out a little bit. So come forward onto your hands. You might actually want to take your block out for this. Tuck your toes. And you might need to walk your feet out a little bit. So you try to get as many toes involved in this as possible. The pinky toe likes to be pesky, but we want to include it if we can. So from here, keeping the toes firmly tucked, start to shift your hips back toward your heels. Stay on your hands for right now. Good. So stretching out the feet. And notice if your heels are kind of thickling out or turning in a little bit. Try to think about keeping them in line with the knees and the hips. Yeah, you might need to peek back or maybe look at your neighbor and just be like, hey, straighten out. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna take this up a level. Walk your hands in toward your knees. Maybe pop up onto your fingerprints, maybe grab your block and use that for support. So we're coming into a toe squat. It's exactly how it sounds. Okay, next stop. If you want to, you can stay here if you feel all right. But if you want to try, you can lift your head and chest up, sit back on your heels. We're not going to stay here long. Breathe in, exhale, let it go. 2 more, inhale. Exhale, let it go. 1 more, inhale. Exhale, go ahead and come forward. Release the feet. Carefully, take your time. Good. Okay, so I like to release with a little yogi drum tap here. So just a little tippy tappies with the tops of the feet against your mat. That really, I find, helps a lot after a toe squat. Good. And then go ahead and pause there. And you're just going to sit your hips back to the floor and sweep your legs out in front, coming onto your bottom. Good. Bobble out your knees a few times. Circle through the ankles, maybe scrunch and flex and spread the toes. Good. And then when you're ready, go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Rooting down through the hips. Keeping your spine lifted for right now and just lean your chest forward. So imagine you've got like a rod going from the top of your head all the way down your back. It's keeping you nice and tall, nice and straight for right now. And you're just leaning, bringing your sternum forward toward the tips of your toes. Your hands can stay on your shins. Maybe bring your fingertips to the floor next to your legs. If you have the range of motion, you can maybe grab the tootsies. Take a full breath in. Think about lifting and lengthening through the spine. And then as you exhale, go ahead and curl it in, rounding through the back. Letting your shoulders roll forward, chin comes toward the chest, nose points down. And then inhale nice and slow. Start to lift your head and chest up. Good. Scoot your hips forward and come down onto your back. Bring your block with you. So when you come down onto your back, bend your knees and bring your feet to the floor. And we're going to scoot the block underneath us. So press down through the feet just enough to lift your hips, and then slide your block beneath your sacrum. So that little pizza shaped wedge that sits in the middle of your pelvis. So it's below the lumbar spine. And then let your hips just relax down on the block. You can bring your hands to your belly. You can bring your arms down along your sides, whatever feels best here. I'm going to give you a couple options from this posture. So you can decide which one you like best, but I'm going to walk you through them and then you can choose. So this is option one, just a supported bridge pose. Option two, extend your legs out along your mat, letting your heels kind of open up toward the edges, the bottom corners of your mat. So this really opens up the front of the body. Called pontoon pose. If you feel any, you might feel a little bit of tension creep in or compression in the low back. That's natural. That's not a bad thing unless it's really painful. If it's painful, bend your knees, bring your feet back to the floor. But if it's just a little bit of compression, that's not always a bad thing. So let's try option three here. Go ahead and bend your knees, bring your feet back to the floor again. Release your hands and bring them down to frame your block. So your fingertips are curling around the bottom edge of your block beneath your hips. And then float your feet up above the floor and start to extend your legs up toward the sky. Don't worry about straightening your knees. Keep your knees nice and soft and just imagine your legs are kind of like seaweed. It's kind of flowing through the lake that we don't have. So really nice and soft. So this is supported waterfall. So now we have all three options. So I'm going to let you kind of choose your own adventure here. If you want to stay here, you're more than welcome to. We're going to spend about 2 minutes wherever you end up. So you can stay in supported waterfall, or you can bring your legs down. So that pontoon posture with your legs extended out, or come back into that option one with your feet planted and the knees bent for supported bridge. So just let your breath steady. Maybe close your eyes down. Just a couple more breaths here wherever you are. And then in your own time, we're going to come back to that supported bridge. So if your legs are up, go ahead and soften the knees, bring the feet down. If your legs are extended out, bend your knees and plant your feet. Good. Press down just enough so that you can lift your hips and scoot your block out from underneath you, and then slowly lower your hips back down to the floor. Widen your feet out toward the edges of your mat. Let your thighs come toward one another, and we're just going to kind of try to release that feeling of having that block there by windshield wipering our knees from side to side. So go ahead and let the knees drift over to the right a little bit. And then inhale, knees out to center. And exhale, knees over to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. And exhale, left. One more round. And then when you're finished, bring your legs back together. We're going to set up for our Shavasana. So release your legs out down your mats. Bring your arms along your sides. Turn your palms to face up. Allow your eyes to close down. Gently begin to bring your awareness back to your breath. Breathing in a little bit deeper and breathing out longer and slower. Begin to gently reawaken the body by inviting small movements to your fingers, your toes, circling through your wrists and your ankles. Maybe slowly rocking your head from side to side. And eventually, when you're ready, bending your elbows, bending your knees, drawing them in toward your chest. Take a few rocks from side to side. Bless you. Before eventually rolling yourself all the way over to your right side, resting and curling up in a nice little fetal position for just a moment. Your physical body moves as you move, and your subtle body pulses and swirls in movement and stillness. Energy is always active in you, even here in calm tranquility. As you rest here, become aware of this energy in you, in the room, and the others near you. Let your body breathe, knowing breath is so much more than air. It's life. Using as little effort and energy as possible, gently press your way up to find a comfortable seated position, keeping your eyes closed if you can. And taking our final breaths together as a class. Next breath in, sweep your arms all the way out and up. Bring your fingertips to touch and then your palms, exhaling, drawing your prayer to your heart space, bowing your head to your prayer. Take a full breath in, a complete breath out. May you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you find peace. Thank you all for sharing your practice with me this evening. Namaste.